What's up guys, welcome back to a new Patreon Q&A video. As always, shout out to these absolute mad lads who support the channel via the Patreon. If you want to do the same and have all your questions answered in these Q&A videos, make sure to check it out, linked in the description, includes various other benefits. I also decided to include some questions from a community tab post I put up a few hours ago, so shout out to those people as well who got in, but hope you enjoy, subscribe, leave a like, let's begin. Who are Koichi and Joji going to fight? If you don't remember, a few chapters ago at this point, they told everyone else that they're going to look for some alcohol, while in reality they're going to hunt down some worms to get revenge for Koga. At first, I thought they were going to run into the Tiger Niko and end up fighting him, but I'm not on that train of thought currently. I think they're going to fight some other high-ranking worm members once the whole war pretty much begins. My reasoning is their purpose for wanting to hunt down worms is to get revenge for Koga, and Koga, close to Ryuki, high-ranking worm members such as direct subordinates are connected to the head, so white tattoos like Naden. Their goal seems to be related to Garuki, Koga connection to Garuki, them connection to Koga. As such, they'll be fighting some white tattoo worm members in my opinion. Or they could just beat on ZG, which would be pretty cool as well. Demon Back, Demon Brain, will Jack have Demon Jaw? I personally hope so. Demon something, whether or not he doesn't get the brain or back, just give him something. Like Jaw would make sense. Demon Teeth, I don't know how they'll do that, but Demon Jaw is the one I'm personally hoping for. But to be honest, I'll be glad if he got any of them. My least favourite fight in the tournament so far, except Ryan vs Alan, is probably Okubo vs Tarashi. Tarashi was a very mysterious character for so many chapters. A lot of people were hyping him up, a lot of anticipation was going into him, and then he was let down as a whole. And as most of you already know, I'm not the biggest fan of Okubo. He didn't demonstrate really any improvements. Yes, he got a few decent statements from like Carlos and a few others, but as a whole, this is my least favourite fight in the tournament so far. Let me know your least favourite fight down below. So regarding this question, in chapter 128 of Kengan Omega, we had Faye revealing everything about the Tiger Vessel, saying to Ohma that it refers to Tokita Niko's hair. Niko will pass on all his techniques and knowledge to whoever he recognizes as the Tiger Vessel. That's Faye's information about it, but my theory is it's not really that, because at the end of that chapter we see the actual Tiger Niko, after he defeated Mutaba, come out and say, "So my final test subject is dead. I have all the data I need for the Niko style to evolve even further." This makes me feel like what Faye knows about the Tiger Vessel isn't really the case. I don't think it's really the Tiger Niko wanting to transfer all his knowledge to another. I think it's more himself getting stronger and maybe transferring consciousness, or maybe taking Ohma's body on some like Orochimaru from Naruto type stuff. As we know, he's part of Worm. The whole Worm is involved in doing like testing regarding the brain, cyber brain research, everything like that. So a lot of interesting stuff to reveal that Ohma and Garuki are clones. I don't think it's really what Faye said it was. But regarding the, question about the forest and everything like that, I do think we're going to learn what truly happened there at some point. My current theory is that the Tiger Niko betrayed Garuki and the other Nikos, brought all the worms in, and they had like a big battle royale where the only survivors was Garuki, Ohma's Niko, the Tiger Niko, and maybe some other worm members who are there. I don't think the Tiger Niko will be the one to explain it. I think another worm member, perhaps the leader of the worm, will have knowledge about what happened in the forest. I think the Tiger Niko will be killed at some point during the war. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that. The legend Ed from the cartoon series Ed, Edd and Eddy versus the Baki verse. So he is, the raw strength powerhouse of the three brothers. Plank is pretty much the god of that verse, but when doing some research to answer this question, apparently Ed is able to pretty much summon his imaginary friend that can fight for him. He can also apparently clone himself. So his hacks is already pretty much on the level of people like Yujiro, or even potentially surpassing it. Baki characters are also known for the insane amount of stuff they can eat / drink. I don't think any of them can really rival Ed when he's doing stuff like this, so I think Ed may be able to clap the Buckyverse. Apart from all that, he also has like mind manipulation and other crazy hacks abilities. So if he was to be placed in the Buckyverse, he may end up being around the top 5 or maybe even the top 3, potentially the strongest. So Ed do be quite underrated, an absolute beast. The best ability in Baki, Kengan and Record Ragnarok In Baki, it's probably like Baki's imagination type thing. For Kengan, it's probably the Niko style Demon's Bane or pre-initiative as a whole. And for Ragnarok, I'm going to say Adam's Eyes of the Lord. Who will Metalbat fight now that he's there for the final act? I personally think he's just going to help alongside the big battle against Awakened Monster Garo when that ever occurs. I don't think he'll have a specific fight because there isn't really one set up for him unless they introduced a new monster perhaps. I just think he'll be part of the big group fight against Garo. What is the Sunblade that Atomic Samurai used to cut Golden S's arm in your opinion? So I'm pretty sure the story talks about it being the sacred weapon of the Council of the Swordmasters alongside the Moonblade, which is currently unknown I believe. We don't know where the Moonblade is. I'm guessing once they're combined, the Sunblade and Moonblade, that would be Atomic Samurai's most powerful form. So pretty much just a way to amp up Atomic Samurai's power as a whole so it can keep up with the other S-Class heroes who will increasingly improve as the story goes on. And it does seem like the whole purpose of the Council of the Swordmasters is to bring these two swords together to create the ultimate swordsman. So that's what Atomic Samurai will most likely end up being. That is the purpose of the Sunblade. Sasaki vs Buddha for a regular Ragnarok What If battle. So if it's starter fight Sasaki versus starter fight Buddha, I think Buddha win that fight. If it's end of fight power Sasaki, so after he scanned all of creation, everything like that, that could be up for debate. Yes, Buddha has the means to win, but so does Sasaki. It depends is how you interpret the statements regarding Sasaki at the end of the fight, but as a whole I'm definitely leaning more towards Buddha, and Transform Buddha I think wins regardless. Would Yujiro Hanma's father ever show up in the anime, whether in a flashback or ghost form? Well, if the anime does adapt everything from the current manga, he will end up appearing. Most likely not in the next season. My predictions for the next season is going to be mainly, or the whole season is going to be just the pickle arc. And then the season after that will be the whole fight between Baki and Yujiro. And that's where we should see Yujiro Hanma, the father of Yujiro. So praying they don't cut that out. I doubt they would, but yeah, that's when we'll most likely see him in the anime. What are your hopes for round 7 of Record Ragnarok? I hope Kinshi Wang and Hades are two of the strongest characters we've seen in the tournament so far. So there's more contention for who's actually the strongest in the verse. Maybe Zeus and Adam will be overthrown, or at least more characters to be on their tier. At least make them strong enough to compare with the other top tiers. Of course, unique and crazy abilities, decent backstory, and more perhaps lore regarding the whole Record Ragnarok verse being introduced during their fight would be pretty cool as well. And maybe some reactions from various other characters, not just the regular Hermes, Brunhilde, maybe some other humans and some other gods or something cool like that. And yep, that's pretty much everything for today's video. Hope you enjoyed. If you haven't already, make sure to follow my Twitter, linked in the description, will be greatly appreciated. Join the Discord, subscribe, shout out to these people, and yep, that's it guys, peace.